Listen, man, listen. I'm Black Dragon, and welcome to Black Dragon Biker News Network, biker news you can trust. And as always, we'd like to thank you all for tuning in from wherever it is in the world that you happen to be. Man, it's crazy out here in these streets. For those of you who are just now tuning in, first time, we cover biker news. This channel covers all kinds of things that has to do with biker protocol, motorcycle clubs, and things like that. Like, share, follow, and subscribe. Black Dragon Biker TV on YouTube, Black Dragon Biker TV, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Moving into our story this morning, it talked about for the first time yesterday. Of course, we talked about the Hells Angels and Vagos clash out there on the freeway, Interstate 15, out there in good old Las Vegas. Well, it seems that they arrested a few guys and charged them with all kinds of things. And yesterday they didn't know who anybody was, and so 14 hours ago it was reported that what actually happened was that the Hells Angels, it is said in this report, actually ambushed the Vagos. We have right here on screen. Arrest report shows the Hells Angels members allegedly shot at the bikers on the Henderson Freeway. 3 members of the Hells Angels motorcycle club, they say, gang, you know that, what they say, allegedly waited on a Henderson Freeway to shoot at members of another biker group on Sunday. According to the arrest report, it says that, let's do this. According to the arrest report, DeVry, 66, Stephen Allo, 46, and Russell Smith, 26, were arrested on suspicion of multiple charges, including 6 counts of attempted murder. In their arrest report for the 3 suspects, Henderson police said they were contacted by Nevada State Police to respond to the shootings on Interstate 11 near College Drive. Las Vegas Metropolitan Police's Criminal Intelligence Section was contacted due to the alleged involvement of the Hells Angels and Vagos motorcycles gangs. They have them on the gang list, so that's why they asked those guys to come in. The report says 6 people were injured and taken to Sunrise Hospital. Henderson police said in a statement that 7 people were injured, 6 of whom had to be transported to the hospital. The 7th person went there on their own to the hospital. Members of the Hells Angels began to cause problems at the cemetery. Well, let's back up a little bit. Investigators learned the Vagos members were coming from Boulder City, where they took part in the Flags Over Dam ride at Hoover Dam and the Veterans Memorial Cemetery. Well, I'm not sure what the Flags Over Dam ride is. We probably look that up and find out if that's a biker event or whatever. Let's see. Flags Over Dam ride. Oh, yeah. Well, the Flags Over Dam ride must be a biker event. Fly Your Flags Over the Dam Run 2022. So it's the Fly Your Flags Over the Dam Run. The Vietnam Vets Legacy Vets Motorcycle Club hosted the 28th annual Fly Your Flags Over the Hoover Dam Run. So it's called the Fly Your Flags Over the Hoover Dam Run. And the public was invited. The route was the same as last year's. The event kicked off the Arizona side of the dam, proceeded across the dam to southern Nevada Veterans Home, and then concluded with a short ceremony at the Veterans Cemetery. So that's what it was. I guess Fly Your Flag might mean your motorcycle club colors or something. If you plan to ride with the group, please read the Hoover Dam Crossing Guide for more information about the requirements and restrictions for crossing the dam. No weapons of any kind may be brought across the dam, including knives and pepper spray. This event, which attracts riders from all over the region, is free for riders. Spectators may safely assemble along the route where it is legal to do so, and you're encouraged to bring a U.S. flag of your own to display. So fly your flag. The spectacular event brings a couple thousand motorcycles with flags through the town to pay their respects to the United States veterans who have served or continue to serve our country. So that's what this was supposed to be. It was supposed to be an event to honor veterans. Veterans, like many of you, veterans like myself, veterans who served, veterans who died, and veterans who continue to serve. That's what this was supposed to be. Okay, the fly your flags over the dam run. And so they had participated in that as we get back here to the story. And they say, so both clubs were there. Members of the Hells Angels began to cause problems at the cemetery. So they had already crossed the dam. They'd already done those other things. And now they're at the cemetery. So the members of the Hells Angels began to cause problems at the cemetery and then left, the arrest report states. So now I guess the Vagos member leave, about 15 or 20 minutes later, says this news report. Later, as the Vagos members were heading north on the I-11 freeway, was it the I-11 or the I-15? Is there an I-11 freeway? In 11 freeway. Not that I, know everything, but be stationed out there. 11. Okay. An interstate highway that currently runs 22.8 miles on a predominantly north-southwest alignment. And it's in Nevada. Okay. So they were on the I-11 freeway. Got you. That's out there. Past Wagon Wheel Drive, members of the Hells Angels began approaching them, according to the report. Some of the Hells Angels riders began to kick at the Vagos to knock them off of their motorcycles. And one person stood up and started shooting at one Vagos rider before continuing north. The report does not indicate that any members of the Vagos opened fire. Police say an anonymous witness also provided video. You guys, we don't know by now that there ain't nothing you're going to do in public that somebody ain't actually going to videotape you. Here we have it once again. Once again, as we learn, the police, hold on, did I lose my place? I did. Police say an anonymous witness also provided video showing a full patched Hells Angels, OMG stands for Outlaw Motorcycle Gang, along with 3 prospects riding around, Vagos members. The witness told 9/11 there were multiple Hells Angels members parked on the side of the freeway, and it appeared that they were waiting. Authorities reviewed surveillance video from Boulder City and Las Vegas Municipal Police Department's Criminal Intelligence Section, identified 3 Hells Angels members as DeVries, Allo, and Smith. DeVries is identified as a full patch president of the Las Vegas chapter of the Hells Angels, while Smith and Allo are described as prospects. Law enforcement obtained their cell phone GPS data. Okay, so here we go again. I don't know if you guys don't remember 24. Remember 24 that was on for like 24 years? And every time that guy was about to do something, he would pull the battery out of his cell phone and step on it. And that's because he knew that his GPS could be turned on, or actually his cell phone could actually be turned on by cops that were looking or whatever. Like, we don't control our cell phones. And he did that so many times that cell phone companies remade cell phones to the point where you can no longer take the damn batteries out. Interesting, huh? How you can no longer take the batteries out. Even if you take the chip out of the phone, it could have some internal wiring in it that would allow law enforcement, CIA, NSA, or someone to turn this sucker on because you can't take the batteries out of it. I guess maybe if you're going to do some dirt, you wrap this SOB up in tin foil. I don't know what to tell you. But it seems that when they need to find evidence on your butt, they go get your cell phone data. It knows where you are. And they use this cell phone data, how they build these cases these days. So law enforcement obtained their cell phone GPS data, which put them on the freeway at the time of the shooting, the report states. Now, if they take the other guy's cell phone data, the guys that got shot and shot at, and interpolate their information, and it shows that you were on the same freeway at the same time they were in the same area, in the same general direction, they can pinpoint you down to like 15 feet. It becomes like these things should be thought out. This is just crazy. Anyway, felony arraignment hearings for all three suspects are scheduled for Thursday in Henderson Justice Court per court records. We have a little video on this. Looks like we got two videos. Let's check this one out first.
Motorcycle gang shootout on the I-11 this Memorial Day weekend sent 7 people to the hospital. You're looking at the suspects here. The Henderson Police Department arrested 3 men in the shooting between the Hells Angels and Vagos. The suspects, Richard Rizzo DeVries, who is the leader of the local chapter of Hells Angels, Stephen Allo, and then Russell Smith. They were all booked on 19 charges, including attempted murder and battery with use of a deadly weapon. Now, police say that the Hells Angels members started the confrontation during a Vagos event. Then, while at I-11 in Wagon Wheel, a Hells Angels member stood on top of his motorcycle and began shooting at the Vagos members.
Yeah, so, what's up, Kim? How you doing? Kendall Kim there. I got to get me some Black Sabbath or Black Dragon biker chicks. Let's see. Here's another one we have. I haven't seen this one yet. I just realized this was here. Let's see what happens.
It's a new way to watch TV.
Of course, they're gonna throw a commercial on me. Hold on here. Let me figure out a way around that real quick. Okay, here we go. Wow, they just took their time on this ad. Okay, here we go. I believe we're there. Alrighty then. Is this the same thing?
A motorcycle gang shootout on the I-11 this Memorial Day weekend sent 7 people to the hospital. You're looking at the suspects here. The Henderson Police Department arrested 3 men in the shooting between the Hells Angels and Vagos. Okay. The suspects, Richard Rizzo DeVries, who is the leader of the local chapter of Hells Angels, Stephen Allo, and then Russell Smith. They were all booked on 19 charges, including attempted murder and battery with use of a deadly weapon. Now, police say that the Hells Angels members started the confrontation during a Vagos event. Then, while at I-11 in Wagon Wheel, a Hells Angels member stood on top of his motorcycle and began shooting at the Vagos members.
Okay, so it was the same thing twice. Okay, and we got to see it twice. That was cool. So, hey, what are all the things that we could say here? Oh man. First of all, glad nobody died. That everybody's alive. And man, what a place to pick. The Veterans Memorial Ride, where people were flying their flags and being patriotic. And it's a ride, so it's for bikers. So of course we cast aspersion on the biker community. Once again, showing that we don't behave well and play well in public. we just hope that this doesn't break out into some sort of all-out kind of war. Maybe the presidents can get together, since nobody was killed, and figure out a peaceful end to this mess that continues in a very public fashion. Um, and maybe maybe this is just how it's going to be with the biker world. Maybe there's not going to ever be any kinds of intelligent solutions to anything. We're gonna live this out until at some point or another they start making the same kind of laws and rules. I mean, you don't see these. You don't see this stuff. You don't see like the setups. Like you don't see it all coming into place. Anti-gun laws, anti um, anti-association laws, anti-gathering laws. You don't see the setup coming down the pike. You can't see it. You don't see the big companies and elitists and organizations using all this to put down the kinds of draconian kinds of laws that will stop your movement and your freedom of speech, your freedom of association. It's like we're handing it to them. It's like we're giving them the what's that thing that the executioner uses to chop off your head? Is it an axe? Is it a sickle or whatever? It's like we're putting it in their hand. Another reason why we shouldn't have guns. We got people marauding up and down the highway, just shooting it out like it's 1827. And the laws are not going to come down on criminals as long as guns exist. You would have to go and dig up every gun, chop them up, and put them in pieces. All they can say is that the gun violence goes down. Australia doesn't have zero gun violence. They just have less gun violence than we do. But it ain't nice. Guillotine, thank you so much there. Appreciate that, Lissa. They still had, despite their draconian gun laws, they get murders all the time. We're going to get it too. Whew. Man, this one is just a little bit disappointing. I had one guy write to me and he said, I have friends on both sides. I have friends in both clubs. I wish they would work this out. Because people that are friends with people on both sides, they don't want to see them fight and shoot each other and hurt each other and harm each other. They don't want to see that. People that have friends on both sides, people that know folks, truly neutral clubs that will be over at the Hells Angels on Sunday and over there at the Vagos next Tuesday. They don't want to see this. It makes it hard. Okay, hell. Do we go support? Do we go hang out over there and support? Or we're going to be seen as enemies by these guys but hell, we were friends with both of them. What do we do? Stay home till it gets worked out. That's what you do. Stay in your clubhouse till it gets worked out. Moving on to some other things here. I wanted to talk a little bit about this Ramos shooter guy. I don't have any thing pulled up, but something struck me. I made a TikTok about it last night. because I was really kind of thrown off by all of this stuff that's been going on with Daniel Defense, the manufacturer of the gun that was used. And I'm noticing how they're trying to go after Daniel Defense and destroy their business. And I mean, they're going after everything. Even Daniel Defense even had a commercial or some sort of ad where they had a kid with a gun. And all the liberal papers and CNNs and stuff are just going after that ad, which I think like we fall into the silliness because like I had a gun as a kid. It wasn't an AR-15 Sporter, but if I had known about them, I would have had one. So, but I've had guns ever since I was about. I can remember I remember the first time I ever handled a firearm. I was 6 years old. I was 6. My father had a German Luger. My father was in the army. He had a German Luger. And he let me hold it. Man, the excitement by which my little sweaty palms excited my entire body. I was holding a gun. Yes, sir. It was silver. Funny looking. You know, the Luger has always been a funny ass looking gun. My father was so proud of it. Son, I'll allow you to hold my gun. And you must understand, you must always be safe with guns. I wasn't trying to hear none of that. I was trying, shoot it. Let's see what it'll do. Let's get it pointed at something. Anything. Whoa, son. Whoa. No, you never. And that's when you begin to get the less because you're ready to get that thing and get at it like in the movies. Oh, no, son. This is not a toy. You have to respect the firearm. You know, firearms don't kill people. People kill people. And he goes on with this long ass speech. I don't know how much of it I heard. I'm surprised that I remember it now. Because that speech stays with you forever, even if you don't hear it. Because you're so excited by the gun. My mom ripped him a new one. You did what? You let him hold that? Calm down, Fox. He only held it. Mom's, and thus began my fascination. So I wouldn't care about that ad. Jim Wilson, I didn't inherit that gun. Actually, I think my brother got it. My second oldest brother. I think he got it. Or maybe my baby brother got it. And you know what? I'm going to ask him about those guns because I would like to see it again. And it's very funny, this story, because my first cousin, who is, I believe, 1 year older than I am, cousin Flint down in Mississippi. Cousin Flint and I didn't get to really spend time with my cousins. I didn't even meet my two brothers until I was 50 years old. And they're really cool people. They're just like me. We hang out together now like we were kids. And we are all just exactly alike. That's why we know we come from the same family. All of us are absolute gun nuts, motorcycle nuts, except for the youngest brother. Photographers, women chasers. We're all the same. And motorcycle rider, just crazy. So to have not grown up together, but love the same things. My brothers do the same kind of jobs I do for a living, that sort of thing. Craziness. But my first cousin Flint, who is, like us, well, we didn't all grow up together. So we came back together in later life. And cousin Flint told the story of when he got to hold my father's German Luger and how his mom jumped in my father's behind too. So it seems that when we were both about the same age, my dad got this Luger and he was showing it around to the kids and letting the boys hold it. So this is part of our culture. It's part of boy culture and some girl culture too. So they try to demonize our culture. Like, hell yes, I went to a school in Oklahoma where people drove to school with guns in the gun rack. This happened. This is not a lie. I can't imagine what would happen to you if you did that today. But I think so much stuff is placed on things that don't matter, and we don't put any stock in things that do matter. There was something that I was looking at yesterday that nobody's talking about in the news. Nobody's talking about this. And here's where my conspiracy theorist friends call me up and they're like, all these shootings and stuff from these nobody people. Maybe the government is in on this. And I was like, oh man, it doesn't make any sense. What? Stop that. But here's something that the news doesn't talk about, and I wonder why. How much money? Okay, they always say follow the money. How much money was involved on this kid? How much money did this kid have to come up with to perpetrate this crime? And where did he get it? Why is this not a new story? So he had 2 M4s, and one was a Daniel Defense, DDM V7. Now I'm not gonna show a gun on this channel because I don't know what all the rules are about showing guns and stuff, but I have a Daniel Defense right here, and it is version. Oh my goodness, DDM V5 version 5 of their M4. And I think I bought this right after Sandy Hook, so it's a few years old, and it was $2,500 in the configuration that I bought. $2,500. He had the V7. This is the V5. He had 2 variants newer. The V7. It lists for $2,000 in its bare basic component, basic configuration. So if he had the stuff on it I have on mine, let's say $2,500, $2,700. Then they had a Silver Dynamics M4. I think it was a Silver. I heard it was a Silver Dynamics M4. And you're looking at another. It's a little cheaper gun. It's a little bit cheaper, but $1,200 to $2,000 for a basic configuration. So this guy had, between $3,800 and $4,000 some dollars in hardware. He had a handgun. He had a handgun. Now, I know grown men that cannot go drop $4,000 or something on 2 AR-15s. You have to put them on layaway or something. He had a handgun, and you can buy a little lousy handgun for $200. The G3C is a $200 some 9mm. But like if you got a real one, well, all guns are real, but if you got you're not fixing to pick up like a Glock for something like that. You're spending about $600. So he had a Daniel Defense, one of the top of the line guns out there. So let's just say he bought a top of the line handgun, $600, I'd say. Between $600, $800, between $200 and $800 would be the range. I'd say let's just hit it in the middle at $600, or a little bit more than the middle. So this guy had over 1,600 rounds, and each of the rounds was in a magazine. So, I mean, they didn't report that he had just rounds laying around. He had all these rounds in a magazine. So you guys do know that's about $1,000 in magazines alone. About $1,000 in magazines. And 1,600 rounds. What's the cheapest that you can get 5.56? The cheapest you can get 5.56 is like maybe $1 a round. Is it? I mean, is it even that cheap? But at $1 a round, he had like, I don't know, 1,600, 300, 16,000 or 1,600 some rounds, more than 1,600 rounds. So that was $1,600 at the very least in ammunition. And then he had on some sort of bulletproof vest, we used to call them. Tactical vest, I think they call them these days. A good one, about $600, really. So where in the hell did a high school dropout? Eric Hammond says, I have a G3C. It's a great gun. Like, yeah, it is a good gun. A light carry, 9mm, beautiful gun. Did you get the one they had on sale they had it with a laser that came with it for free? You get a lot with that gun. You even get like 2 spare mags. It's crazy. I think you walk out with 3 mags with that gun. But a lot of gun for the buck. Teflon vest, is that what he had? Someone said. Tactical plate carrier with no armor is $100. Okay, so I thought it was $200. But anyway, the cheapest vest I saw online last night, because I don't own a vest. Hell, I should get one. Everybody else has got one. 53 mags for 1,600 round. Texas right now, good deal around 43 cents per round. Not bad. That's not bad at all. So you got to figure he had anywhere between $7,500 and $10,000 worth of freaking hardware that he just bought a few days ago. And I heard that he had no job and that he's a high school dropout. Tactical Pineapple estimates 5,500 to 7,000. I estimated like 7,500 to 10,000. And Tactical Pineapple knows of some deals out there. My new S&P 2.0 45 ACP was just over $600, says Goose. 53 mags for 1,600 rounds. Let's see. So you guys do the math. Teflon vest. Okay, this guy says you can get $600 for 1,000 rounds, so it's not quite $1 a round anymore. 60 cents, Paulie C says. So, yeah, maybe I'm a little high on my estimate, but that was a lot of damn money to throw down. How many 18-year-olds are running around with that kind of money? I have an AR-500 Freeman vest I got for about $125. The carrier and the plates. That's nice. 5.56, 1,000 rounds. Some C. Ruger says $995. You must be shooting good stuff. They make a bulletproof slide in for backpacks. I got a rack alone in just my plate carrier. Man, you guys are some straight killers out there. Look at y'all. And also, the police chief did get sworn in last night. Okay. And I think what kind of made me mad was that they jacked the police chief up at his door trying to come into the station. And if I'm a person, and I understand that the press wants to talk and all that, and I just made a decision that could possibly have gotten several kids killed. You know, I might not want to talk to you right now. Can I get a few days? And to have this little pipsqueak from CNN show up, he tracked this guy down, followed him, staked him out. Same thing they did to Princess Diane. And some of that I think should be illegal too. And then he jumps up in the man's face, gets between him and the door, and starts badgering him. And if the guy had pulled out his pistol and pistol whooped the shit out of him, everybody would have said he was wrong and he was, a bad guy. But we have the right to speak to the press and not speak to the press. He's got a job. If the people don't like how he behaves, then he'll be fired or he won't be elected next time. We don't have to weaponize the press. We all want answers. He ain't going to be able to live the rest of his life without giving any answers. But holy moly, I would hate to make a mistake in this country and make the wrong decision. And now I got to answer to Pipsqueak over here from CNN. He's all tough, like he did something. He's all, yes, I want to know right now. And man, oh my gosh, they're lucky. They're lucky that the police chief ain't a biker. I always tell people, I'm a biker, not a choir boy. And you stick that mic up in my mouth like that, and you might eat it. Well, I'm 59 now, so I'm not really capable of fighting as well as I used to. That's why I'm back in the gym. That's why Biker Combat is back. Police chief is an appointed position, someone said, in most areas, and he only answers to the mayor of the city. So if the mayor doesn't like what he's doing, the mayor will fire his behind. I don't need Skinny Minnie over here in my face. I got parents I got to face down. I mean, there's a whole lot going on. I'm not trying to make your news company profits off of selling advertisements based on the situation we got going on over here. And as you keep antagonizing people and glorifying stuff. M33 CHY60 said he spent all his money on his archery equipment. Well, dude, the apocalypse hadn't happened yet. You need to divert some money over to some hardware, bro. River Matson said the guy from the Buffalo shooting also was in contact with a former federal agent. I just wonder, like, where do you, that armament, it costs money, bro. Most of you guys on here talking about all this stuff you got. Straight Jacket said, I got 250 rounds for 5.56 for $80 a week ago. Not bad. You guys, how long did it take you guys to outfit out? Did you do it in a weekend? Did you drop 10 grand in a weekend, 8 grand in a weekend? Gravel, my club brother, correctly points out, do we buy motorcycle parts or guns and ammo? That's a good question. Because it is definitely tough if you love both. Dazed and Confused says, I was working in Afghanistan for 2 years. That's why I have my own vest. Yeah. Probably needed it there. He worked in a drive-through Wendy's. Somebody said, Guinea Shovel. So, this is interesting, guys. I just wonder, like, I just wonder what's going on with that. Where these guys are maybe we should add that into the stuff we're going to look at, into the laws we're going to change, or whatever the case may be. I mean, there could be, I don't know. I don't know. But, they always want to just go attack the weapons. Maybe if you follow the trail of this money, and there were so many people that knew sort of what this guy was up to. You got all these people that he's sending pictures of this complete total armament. And his buddies are like, dude, what are you going to do? Shoot a school? Don't ask stupid questions. Ding, 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 ding. He sent somebody a message. I killed some animals, threw some cats on people's ding, 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 ding. No one ever does this stuff in a vacuum. Anyway, I wanted to talk about that, and I wanted to tell you guys, somebody did something for me that was really amazing. For Braveheart, they started calling or checking out the shelters or something like that for me. So listen, if you guys want to help with Braveheart, I'm putting this out today. Let's see. I'm going to put this out today. Today. And so if you guys have some time to help me, you guys know my beautiful Braveheart's missing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this, I'm going to put this award out. Hope somebody's got my damn dog. That's all there is to it. So I'm going to put this award out, this reward out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to put this on all the dog boards and stuff like that are out there. And so it turns out that they're not taking any animals into the animal shelter. So if there's an animal call, they ain't coming out and getting the dog unless he's hurt or sick. So all the shelters are full, and I guess they're not killing animals like they used to, which is good. And so my dog's not in a shelter. So there is no way to find him except through media and stuff like that. So I'm going to go and pass out these flyers. I'm going to go door to door in the area that I lost him. So if you have time on your hands, like one of my subscribers did, if you can just start digging through the dog boards in DeKalb County, Georgia, and all the places that I might not be able to think of where missing dogs might be listed or whatever, and you can either send me the information or send me an email. I'll send you this flyer or whatever, and you can paste it there, whatever the case may be. And if I could just add some help to help me get this damn dog back, I'm losing my mind without my animal. I need my animal, my little Braveheart. As you guys know, he is a service dog, and I want my puppy back. Oh, yeah, there you go. And I want my puppy back. So Black Dragon at blacksabbathmc.com. If you can, so if you have some time on your hands and you want to do some sleuthing and there are a lot of dog boards out there, bro. So somebody's got my dog. I'm offering like a $500 reward for the dog at this point. And if you guys can help with that, I would absolutely appreciate you. I need my damn dog back. I want my dog. I want my dog back. My life is just regular without him. My Malinois doesn't know what to damn do. He knows that the little dog is missing. The little dog runs everything. He tells us who we're going to attack. He tells us who we're going to bark at. He tells us when we're going on a walk. He sets the destination for wherever we're going. And he's a good dog. Everyone would like him. That's why somebody stole his ass. Because he's very agreeable and spoiled rotten to the core. There ain't no more spoiled rotten. You might think you have a spoiled rotten dog. Meet these two human dogs over here. Well, one now. And he's just been sleeping. He ain't barked. He doesn't bark in the car. He's just lost. And I'm lost too. So help me find myself. And if you have time, help me, please, find this dog. Is that a plea enough? I mean, you guys see the pain in my face? It is absolutely there. No, he's not microchipped because I had made up my mind that I was never going to take my eye off of him. But he does have a collar, and the collar has his name and his address and my phone number. It's got all that on there, and somebody decided to keep my damn dog. Or he has succumbed to the coyotes and things that are out there. So I don't know which. I haven't seen any dog parts laying on the streets. I've been looking, combing the neighborhood that I lost him in. The hell, he could be in Iowa at this point. I found him in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm sure whoever lost him in the first place never expected that he would be in Georgia. But anyway. Nope. Buzz TV, he does not have a tracking chip inside of him. Doesn't have that. Anyway. So that's the stuff for today. Maximum Overdrive says if someone has them, I'd say the $500 reward should work. I know that if I found a dog and somebody, I'd put $1,000 reward out there. I don't have $1,000 reward, but I would put I would pay $10,000 to get my dog back. If money would be no option. That's why I got to keep working, y'all. The kid was outfitted by someone, feds maybe. He was taken in with no issues. When people who got pulled over on a traffic stop are shot and killed. Oh, you guys are talking about the other guy. Jive Turkey says they want all law-abiding citizens disarmed, and that's all there is to it. They don't care about children. They just want everybody disarmed. Well, they say, we don't want your arms. We just want your semi-automatic weapons. And so our brother who has outfitted himself with crossbows and bows and arrows should be just fine. Somebody's got a 50 cal smoothbore black powder Kentucky rifle. I will do what I need. I can melt down metals and make my own balls. Bro, if we're getting back to this, things are tough, man. Anyway, I don't even own a battle style rifle. I have a couple of carry pistols and a 17 HMR bolt rifle, and why carry pistols cost less than my carry pistols cost less than 500 each. Each person has their sauce for what they need. I just find it interesting that we don't talk about stuff like the news doesn't talk about stuff like where the money for that damn gun came from. I think that would be an interesting journey to talk about. All right. Hey, 51 minutes. We're done. We're doing good. What was with taking an hour to get to the kids? The odds were 30-1. So, but I don't understand why you guys are surprised by that. This is the way it has been in every school shooting and every, like that Pulse nightclub. Is that what the name of that nightclub was? Where the guy's in the bathroom for God knows how long, shooting people, capping people off one at a time while he's sitting in the bathroom talking to the police on the phone. It takes a very dedicated person to put his life on the line and face down somebody firing a semi-automatic weapon. Ask our guys that have actually been to war. Ask police officers that have been in the line of fire. You can train all day long and all night long. First person shooter training. We're going to stack up, and bro, you got 3 pistols and this guy's firing off a rifle of any kind. Hey, what's up, Chucky, down in South Africa? Good to see you. I speaking of Africa, I remember when that shooting happened in that African mall, and you had them 6 guys with real assault weapons. They had machine guns, real AK-47s, and they were able to hold that mall all day. The police never one cop went in after him. He got shot. He was called a hero. He went after him with a 38 and could only go so far till they shot him. And I think what wound up happening is they put all their guns down and blended out with the crowd. I don't even know if they were ever caught. They killed scores of people. It is going to be very difficult to, you just don't, it happens in everyone. Because like I told you the other day, the cops' first thing is, I got to go home. I got to go home, and there's no way I'm going to make it home unless I have the overwhelming odds on my side. And I don't know why anybody's trying to talk about my wonderful Atlanta Falcons t-shirt. Who the hell are you? Of course, I didn't have my Dallas Cowboy t-shirt on, America's favorite team. So I had to wear my Falcons t-shirt since I'm in Atlanta. Anyway, I have been here an hour, and I'm going to let you guys go. 54 minutes. What's up, Melinda Lewis? Let you guys go. Been here 54 minutes, and I just wanted to talk about these things with you. And I hope that you have a good day. And I wanted to remind you to get my books, The Public Relations Officer's Bible. This book right here tells you how to manage your motorcycle club in terms of your public image. A lot of motorcycle clubs don't have public relations officers. This job would fall on the secretary. And a lot of the new clubs do have PROs. So I wrote this book for PROs. Now, a lot of people think that the PRO's job is to talk about all the parties. No, the PRO's job is to manage the public relations of the motorcycle club. So we wrote a book telling you exactly how to do that. And then I wanted to talk to you, of course, about the Sergeant at Arms Bible. Sergeant at Arms Bible talks in depth about being a sergeant at arms or enforcer for a motorcycle club. And it gives the history of the sergeant at arms. It talks about, most people don't know the sergeant at arms has been around since Great Britain times, back with the Knights of the Round Table and all that stuff. So this is a great read for someone that wants to know how to be a sergeant at arms or an enforcer or a national sergeant at arms or a national enforcer or any of that kind of stuff. It's a great book for that. And will help you keep your act together. This is the hardcover. This is the hardcover variant of the Prospects Bible. Prospects Bible is the first book I ever wrote. This is required reading for thousands of motorcycle clubs across the world. I'm still amazed. I wrote this book in 2014, and I'm still amazed at how many people actually have read this book and have passed it around. In the book, on the first pages, I say, if you're a 1%er, throw this away. Don't even read the damn thing. It ain't for you. And I'm just surprised at how many 1%er nations actually enforce this reading on their prospects. So this book has made me very proud, and I'm glad to know that people have found it helpful. So that's the Prospects Bible. This is the hardcover version. It's so exciting to actually have hardcovers. You can get the hardcovers on Amazon on Amazon. I don't have any yet, except for these proofs that they sent me. They're very beautiful books. I have library books, man. Oh, also, they're in the Library of Congress, which is kind of cool. So that's the Prospects Bible. Make sure to get you one of these. And my latest book, the President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. This book is about, there are 6 chronicles to the President's Bible. This is Chronicle 1, which is Motorcycle Club Leadership. Chronicle 2 will be Club Life, where I talk to presidents about everything you will see in club life, like including the death of club members, like we just saw, and in our club, and some of the things that a president needs to do. That's going to be in book 2. In book 1, we talk about leadership. And I've had people get mad at me. Like, for instance, Dibber doesn't like motorcycle club books because people think that what I'm going to do in here is talk to you about the inside secrets of motorcycle clubs, and that's just really not what's going on. What's going on here is you want to be a leader of men, a leader of a motorcycle club family. What are leadership principles? How do you lead? We take an in-depth look of the 14 scientific principles of leadership that are taught to United States Marines and United States naval officers and Marine officers. The 14 scientific principles of leadership, we break them down. What are the scientific principles of leadership? How do you lead? How do you inspire? How do you lead by example? How do you get things done? How do you manage? How do you discipline? All of these things you'll find in this book. It talks about the strength of integrity, discipline. Oh my goodness, just all kinds of strong stuff. And in the military, military leaders read books like this. They have leadership books where you have to continue to advance your knowledge and intelligence on the principles of how to get out of your men what's necessary to move the club forward. So that's what you find in this book. All kinds of helpful information, pages and pages and pages and pages of it. And you can use this book as a reference, or you can read it from cover to cover. It's all on you. But add this. We talk about the seduction of the 3 Ps: position, power, and prestige, and what position, power, and prestige will do to you. And then we talk about the 4th P, which is, of course, poontang, and what that can do to you. We talk about the obstacles of change and the strength of the status quo. If you're coming into a motorcycle club and you're trying to change things, there's obstacles to that change. And the status quo has a strength to it. So we talk about how to get past the obstacles of change. We talk about educating club members on communications protocols. And then also there's a leadership mini book in here. Chapter 6 is a leadership mini book. You can read chapter 6 alone and just have a lot of the leadership principles that you need to you could read chapter 6 alone and be a much stronger president just from chapter 6. So and then in chapter 17 we get to the actual 14 principles of scientific leadership, 14 scientific principles of leadership: justice, judgment, dependability, initiative, decisiveness, tact, integrity, enthusiasm, bearing, unselfishness, courage, knowledge, loyalty, and endurance. And we break these things down and how you can use them to effectively run a motorcycle club with the highest level of integrity, because it has justice. The officers have judgment. The members can be depended on because you're teaching dependability, and you understand, your members understand dependability because they see it in you. You have your club members have initiative. Your officers have decisiveness. You use tact and integrity. You know how to build enthusiasm. You're bearing. In the Navy, we called it military bearing. Your motorcycle club bearing as a president. You know, you got a lot of these motorcycle club presidents that are just like absolutely immature. And they make the kinds of decisions that we see on these news broadcasts and stuff, when you got folks shooting up restaurants and stuff. And there's an officer in there somewhere. And if that officer, a lot of times the person egging all this shit on is an officer. And if that officer was running on these principles of scientific leadership, there's no way his club brothers would be caught up in that BS. If he was using decisiveness and tact, integrity, enthusiasm, bearing, courage, knowledge, loyalty, endurance, initiative, justice, judgment. These are the things that people are depending on when they're following you, and you've got all this power as a leader. You got all this damn power, and you can lead your men to greatness or lead them to prison. It's on you, bro. Anyway, get the book, man. Get that book. Get the book. Get the books. President's Bible, Sergeant at Arms Bible, Prospects Bible. There's Prospects Bible for women's motorcycle clubs, and the Public Relations Officer's Bible. Did I forget one? I think that's all of them. Get the book, man. Get the book. All right. I'm Black Dragon. That's my 2 cents. Thanks for tuning in. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. And get skinny. Okay, here. Let's check this out real quick. I've been talking about my hero soap. I wanted to show you guys. Here's my empty bag of my hero soap. I actually use this stuff. I'm going to do a commercial with me in the shower. You guys will like that, won't you? Won't you guys like seeing me in the shower? I'm going to have a model with me. Some sort of maybe 2 or 3 models around me. I don't know if you guys remember the commercials that used to have Joe Namath in them. Great balls of comfort with Noxzema. You remember those commercials? Are you guys old enough for that? Where he had these models around and he's in the shower and he's got this Noxzema cream. Yeah, so I'm going to do me some, you guys want to see me naked, right? So anyway, this Hero Soap Company, I use this stuff. They sent it to me. I used it, and it's awesome stuff. And what I like about it, and I'll just be kind of cool with this, is that it's manly. It smells good. They got all kinds of soaps. They've got lavender and all these kind of manly smells. Peppermint tea tree, peppermint cool, spearmint. The woods. They have body washes now, which is new for them. They didn't have the body washes when they first contacted me, but they got them now. What I like about these folks is that they give a percentage of their sales back to charities that are focused on helping veterans and first responders. So that's, they say, we want to thank you for helping us support our veterans. So if you, and first responders, so if you buy some of this soap, they're going to send, you can get a subscription. That's the other thing. You can get a soap subscription, like you can get a razor blade subscription. And if you buy their soap, a few things happen. One, you get some soap to wash your ass. They get some money, that part of it they're going to give to veterans and first responders. And if you use the discount code Black Dragon, which is what we're hoping you use, they will give a percentage to us as well, which keeps the show supported. So good on them, good on you, good on us. And of course, you guys know I love these rings. My sister accused me of having demonic rings. How you gonna accuse me? She told me she was terrified of my rings, and she said each ring was more demonic than the one that I would previously put on. Each one was more terrifying than the previous one. And I don't understand how she could say that about my rings. My rings are cool. You gotta use some cool rings if you're, these are my rings, man. So if you like rings, like I like rings, biker rings, you can go here to Gothic Rings, gthic.com. Just like with the soap company, if you use your discount code of Black Dragon, you get you a very cool discount, 20% in this case. I like the Medusa ring, man. They got some very cool rings here. They got Masonic rings, So use these folks. They got pewter and all kinds of stuff, silver, actual silver in these rings, and they've got stainless steel rings. Man, their rings are the bomb. I like them. I wear them. So get you some. Get you some, man. Get you some.